Hello and welcome to your daily love reading for Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in 4 decks for this reading today. We're going to connect with the energies around you, your person, your journey. We're going to use the beautiful Dark Magic Oracle. And I'm going to bring in 3 of my decks, the Feminine Message Tarot, the Masculine Message Tarot, and the Twin Flame Message Tarot. And then at the end, I'm going to pull a card from the Structure deck and then pull a card from this Dark Magic deck to answer the question. So let's see what's going on. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsreadings@gmail.com. So thank you, angels. What's the message for you today? Or the guidance for you? What's going on with you today? Straight out. And that card too. And what's the energy around them today? Flying out. There we go. I feel they're healing wounds today. And that may be a bit triggering to you because they may be quiet, distant. Maybe you don't know how they feel. What's the energy coming in around the journey? Quite a few cards flying out. I'm going to take them. And what's the energy around you today? What's the message for you today? Straight out, okay? What's the guidance for them today? Straight out. What's the guidance for the journey today? What's the guidance coming through for the journey today? I feel it's that one. And I'm going to shuffle this deck here. So there's all kind of questions in this deck. So what's the message coming through? This is my deck as well. What do we need to be asking today? We've got 1 card, 2 cards. I'm going to put them to one side and then I'm going to shuffle what's the answer. What's the answer to whatever those questions are? So you can see I don't know what they are, but I'm asking the angels to tap in and tune in to bring in the message, the answer. What do we need to know about that, please, angels? What's the answer? There we go, flying out. Okay, so I'm going to do that at the end as like a little bonus message. So the message coming through today is you've got the King of Swords and the 9 of Swords. So you may be having some sleepless nights right now. You may be stressing a little bit today. Maybe there's some anxiety there. Maybe you've had a restless night and you're not quite sure why, or you're going over things in your mind because this message is saying the way you act sometimes makes me question everything. So if you're questioning everything today, it's because you're not sure what's going on with them because they're up in their head. So they're coming through as the King of Swords because they're in that planning phase, the processing, they're working things out. They may be healing their wounds, dealing with their life, their situation, looking at things clearly. They may be trying to work things out through their logic, even though they're feeling things in their heart. They may be taking a step back. They may have pulled away. They may be distant. They may seem a bit cool. You know, the King of Swords can be a bit cool, sometimes a little bit indifferent. And they're not actually indifferent at all. It's just the way they're coming across. Remember, they're very good at wearing a mask. So if they're coming across that way and you don't know where you stand, it can make you question everything. It can make you question your own sanity at times. It makes you question the journey. You can start doubting it. Is this even real? It can make you question your own self, your own worth, your own value. And that can keep you up at night. What you're actually picking up on is the fact that they are restless at night and you're feeling what they are feeling. Because they are questioning their own self right now. They're questioning their own life right now, looking at their life very clearly, realising what they need to change. So you're feeling what they are feeling and it may be keeping you awake. Now this is very telling to them because it's showing you they're in a dark place. You know, we'll connect with their cards in a minute, but it feels like they're going through a dark place. They're in a dark night of the soul. They're doing a lot of thinking, overthinking. They may feel stressed. Maybe they're also stressed in their day-to-day world. So they could be stressed about their finances. They could be going through something with their job. For those of them that have started a new job, they may be just getting into the routine. And as excited as it is, it can also cause a little bit of stress or a little bit of anxiety. If they're in a karmic relationship, they could have problems there. There could be real issues going on. If they could have family issues going on. So I feel they've got things going on in their physical reality, their physical world, that's also causing stress. And they may be working those things out too. And they may have pulled back from you to deal with those things. So don't take it personally. This has nothing to do with you at all. And it's everything to do with them. Now, obviously, they'll be affected by you. But what I mean is, what you're doing is not why they may have pulled away or why you're questioning things. So you're actually feeling their stress. So you're saying, I feel what you feel. Why? Because you are one. You're going to feel when they're feeling happy and sad. You're going to feel when they're feeling positive and negative. You're going to feel when they're feeling turned on. You're going to feel all these feelings. So whatever you're feeling today, whether it's frustration, anger, tiredness, a bit of stress, just know it's also coming from them. And that's also because you're an empath. So you may also be feeling what others are feeling too. So it's not just about what they are feeling, it's about what you're picking up from many people. So if you perhaps have an argument with someone or a conversation with a friend and it could be draining, or maybe you're dealing with something at work, if you're not shielding yourself properly or cleansing your own energy or even cutting cords, it's because you're feeling drained because you're picking up on what they are feeling too. So remember, you are an empath as well as a twin flame. So because you're an empath, you're absorbing energy. So make sure you're shielding yourself properly, especially if you're having sleepless nights, restless nights, or you're feeling a bit tired, or you've had some weird dreams. And if you are sleeping well, that's great. Okay, it means you're shielding yourself properly. So give yourself a big pat on the back for that, because you're doing something right there. But we'll all have sleepless nights every now and again, because you can't help picking up on what they're going through. So don't worry and think, oh, I'm not shielding myself properly. If you know you are, it's just your person may be dealing with a lot of stress right now. So the Nine of Swords is the anxiety that comes from the overthinking. The swords are about being in the mind, overthinking things, processing everything. So you're feeling that they are processing things in their life, and that's making them act a little bit distant from you, and you may be questioning things. But I feel the big message here is they question everything in their life right now because they know they've got to make changes. They know they're fed up, frustrated, things aren't what they want, and they're working out how to change that. So they're in their head thinking, overthinking, and it's affecting their sleep. Now the guidance coming through for you, we got Fly. It says, be free to know that you are loved. So what I'm really connecting with is you love them. You love them unconditionally. But they need to be free to know that they are loved, to actually experience the love the right way. Because they'll be experiencing your love in their own way right now. And that may be in chains. They may be in chains in their life. In other words, they're prisoned to where they are. They're stuck in a cycle. They're in fear. So they can't experience your love the way the love is meant to be experienced. They're just experiencing it in a half-hearted way, which means they're holding themselves back. That means they give breadcrumbs to you and they receive breadcrumbs back, not because you're not, you're giving them fully love, but because that's all they're able to take from you. So this is about them needing to be free. So what you're actually picking up on is their need to be free, not only to know that they are loved by you, which they already do, but to be able to feel that love and act on it and be absorbed in it, to be all in with you. So the Fly is also a huge message about something getting their attention, that's getting their attention. Now they're going through a lot of change right now that you're picking up on. So when I'm picking up on this energy, this is about their energy more than yours. Now, don't get me wrong, you may be going through your own issues right now. You may be having your own stress that's keeping you up at night. Maybe you're going through something in your own life that you are processing. And maybe you're not feeling love because your person isn't showing up for you. They may not be reaching out to you. Or maybe you're just going through your own pain right now. But understand this, you are loved and you're being transformed to know your own worth. So the shoulders, if you're getting shoulder pain, that's to do with burdens, carrying around the weight of the world. And you're being transformed to know that you are loved and appreciated for who you are. So this is also about you loving yourself more. And the 9 energy is the end of a cycle as well. So it's about your spiritual growth. It's about change. It's about new beginning. It's about you seeing things fully the way they are. Not perhaps how the universe is showing it to you, but how you perceive it to be shown to you. So this is also about you recognizing your own worth and value. So know your own worth. You're transforming right now. So let go of burdens. Let them carry their own journey. If you're perhaps trying to help them by trying to make them see things differently, wake them up to certain things, and you feel like you're overgiving, overtrying, or overdoing, perhaps you feel like you're banging your head against a wall, you're not getting anywhere. Perhaps you feel like it's going round and round in circles. And this is, again, your sign to pull back. They need to rescue themselves. They have to come to their own conclusions. They have to work it out for themselves. And this is what they're currently doing. So I feel this transformation around the shoulders here because this is about releasing burdens. So you may see butterflies today. You may even see flies, flies flying around trying to get your attention. There's nothing worse than when you are perhaps eating something, a little fly is flying around, those tiny ones that fly in your face. Or maybe you've got flies flying around, so you've got flies in your house. So if you're noticing flies, something is trying to get your attention. And it's also about transformation. I definitely feel you're going to see butterflies, because that's showing you there's a big change taking place, so that they can be free to know that they are loved by you and to experience this love and to show you the love. So then you know that you are loved. But you know you're loved when you connect with heaven anyway, because you are loved and you are appreciated. And right now, today, it's time for you to love yourself, to know your own worth and value, to recognise how strong you are, how far you've come, and that you are safe. So for those of you who are experiencing shoulder pain, it's to do with burdens that need to be released. So pray about it, give it to God, let go of the struggle in exchange for peace. Think about when Jesus carried his cross around. It was a big burden on his shoulders, and he released it. When he let the cross go down, even though he knew he was going to be crucified on the cross, he felt relief that he wasn't carrying it anymore. And he was about to give it up to heaven. So this is a huge message for you, to let go of your own burdens. Definitely let go of theirs and release anyone else's. Because if you're carrying around other people's problems, other people's pain, other people's struggle, and you're not releasing it to heaven, you're going to feel weighed down. You know, I always say it's like this. Imagine you put a coat on, and then you put another coat on top of that coat, another coat on the top of that. Sometime you're not going to be able to move properly, because you won't be able to move because you'll be, entrenched in all of these layers. So you've got to release the layers. That's why the wood snake is here this year, to shed that skin, to release things that aren't serving you. So have faith in what the wood snake is doing. So I also feel I need to bring the wood snake in today as well. So let's bring in a message from the wood snake. This is the Snake Oracle by Etsy. From Etsy, not by Etsy, from Etsy. So what's the message coming through? For you, we've got reality, and we've also got coming through, pay attention to the signs that you see, and we've got forgive. Okay, so the message first of all coming through is observe and seek your reality. So observe it. Look around. Do not allow yourself to be tricked by illusion. What's illusion? Illusion is that they don't care about you. This is what you think. You're thinking, oh, they don't care about me because they're not reaching out to me, or because they're still in a karmic cycle, or because they're not showing up for me. And that's illusion. They're in their head right now, stressed out, working out what to do. So see beyond the illusion. Trust what you feel inside. Pay attention to the signs. If it wasn't real, you wouldn't be seeing all the signs that you see. So forgive them right now for being distant. Forgive them. Forgive yourself for questioning everything. It says forgive yourself, forgive others, because healing is on the other side of forgiveness. So if you're waiting for them to apologise to yourself. You don't need them to apologise. Forgive yourself for the things that you've done, the things you may be waiting on, the fact that you may not be allowing yourself to feel loved in this moment, the fact that you may not be allowing yourself to feel happy in this moment, because happiness and love and joy, it's all an inside job. When you're giving it to yourself, things begin to change. So look out for the butterflies today, flies flying around you, because that's a huge sign of change. Now for them, so we know they're in the head. Whatever these cards are, we know they're in the head. We know they're having sleepless nights. They may be a bit tired because of that today. So for them, yeah, they've got the burden. There it is, the burden, Ten of Wands. I need to release the baggage that's weighing me down. So I'm not surprised we've got the shoulders coming through, because the shoulders are connected with these burdens that they're carrying around. They know they've got to release things. Now, I'm feeling this is definitely what they're releasing as we move towards October. So as we move towards October, releasing this baggage. So I just want to show you the shoulder, because you may also be getting back pain as well. Back pain, this is also upper and middle back pain. But I am feeling the shoulders, also issues with the head here. So you could be getting head pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, upper back pain, middle back pain. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about what these physical things are, because they're definitely experiencing that. And you may be experiencing that. So first of all, we've got the neck. Now, I spoke about the neck in an earlier reading. Okay, when we have neck pain, it's because there's some stuck energy being lifted. So if they've been stuck in old patterns, stuck in old ways, saying they're never going to change, or they're going to stay where they are for the rest of their life, that's just not true. And if you're having neck pain, it's a sign of the change, because they are saying today, I need to release the baggage that's weighing me down. I need to be free. I need to be free to love you. I need to be free to allow you to love me the way you want me to, the way I want you to want me to, the way I want you to love me. So feeling stuck in our ways and patterns of behaviour. The pain is a sign of the change that's taking place. Replacing stuck thinking with a new plan, becoming flexible and adaptable to change. So that's what's happening, okay, with the burden. So the neck pain is a sign of the burdens being released in that way. I can change, I can do this. I can shift my vibration. I can do something differently. That's exactly what they are thinking about. Now, middle back pain is about guilt. So they may feel very guilty over what they've done, the way they've treated you, the way they've treated themselves, the way they've treated others. So that's why they're having back pain, middle back pain, because of this guilt. And that's also a burden they need to release if they are carrying that around. Lots of resentment, regret, pain, struggle. So they need to forgive the self. Now we've got forgiveness coming through with the wood snake as well. And that's why the wood snake is saying it's so important you forgive everything and rise. You know, when we forgive, healing is on the other side of forgiveness. So they need to forgive themselves for things they've done. And St. Peter is assisting. Now, the reason St. Peter is assisting is because he denied Jesus 3 times. And to him, that was the worst thing he could do. So obviously, Judas betrayed Jesus, and that's horrendous anyway. But the fact that Peter denied Jesus and said, I don't know him. I don't know who he is. I don't know. I've never seen him before. That's even worse. So if your person has denied you, denied the love, made you feel like you don't matter, that you're not important to them, that they don't love you, maybe they've even denied you in public, or they've looked the other way, or they feel so guilty about that. That really, it grates on them. So I feel St. Peter's around them for that reason, helping them to forgive themselves for that. Helping them to feel free, helping them to understand that they are loved. Because the upper back, which again is very much there, you can see the upper back, even though I am connecting with shoulders more than anything else, but the upper back is feeling unloved and unsupported. And this card says, be free to know that you are loved. So they don't feel loved where they are right now. They may feel needed, especially if they're in a karmic cycle where they're needed for money or something else they've got going on. They're feeling unloved, they're feeling unsupported, they're not feeling seen. So they're craving love and approval, that's what they want. And you give them love, you give them approval, you make them feel supported and loved. And if they are craving that from outside of themselves right now, they're not feeling very safe or complete. So it always is a journey back to the self, remember. They work on feeling loved from within, feeling supported from heaven. They're going to feel different. It says, understand that your connection with self and source is all that's required. And the only approval you'll ever need comes from inside of you and above you. That's why it matters what you think and what God thinks. That's the most important thing. So let's find the shoulders card, because that's really the one I'm connecting with today. So we've got feeling overwhelmed and weighed down by burdens. And that's why they're coming through with this. Okay, they're saying, I need to release the baggage, the burdens that are weighing me down. Carrying around the weight of the world, so they're feeling heaviness. That's why you're feeling their energy today. You're feeling it because they're having restless nights. They're not sleeping very well. They're in their head about everything. They're carrying around these burdens. They're feeling negative. They're feeling stressed out. They're feeling tired. They're feeling guilty. They're feeling powerless. So when you cut cords of fear and give any struggle to heaven, you'll feel a release. So whenever you're carrying around today, give it to heaven. If you can sense they are struggling today, give it to heaven. And that's why they're saying, I'm healing deep wounds within me. Deep wounds of abandonment within me that make me remain stuck where I am. Because when they gain the courage, they're not going to self-sabotage this. It says, brave, don't self-sabotage. So they're recognizing they've sabotaged the love that you share and the connection, the opportunities they've had to be with you. They've sabotaged those things because of their own fears, fears of abandonment, fears of you not wanting them, you not wanting them perhaps as they get older, you not wanting them when you realise that they aren't the person perhaps you put them on the pedestal to be. They're giving you a block. That causes immense fear in that. They have to take a gulp and a leap of faith because they're gaining the strength right now to be brave, to free themselves from what they're currently in, to take a chance, to not self-sabotage. So they self-sabotage by pushing you away, denying the love, blocking you. saying they don't care, remaining stuck in karmic cycles that are toxic to their soul, staying in comfort zones, that's self-sabotage, pretending things aren't happening, that's self-sabotage, going through the routine, just getting up, eating, sleeping, repeating, it's self-sabotage because time is running out. So the energy for the journey today is opening up to each other. This is what will happen. This is what's on the horizon. This is what you may not see. You might not see there's an opportunity coming for you to meet up and talk, to reconnect, to sort things out, to have coffee together or to have a drink together or a meal together, to sit down and discuss your feelings. That's what face, they're going to be fear. Let go of fear. And I feel someone just released a big fear burp because this is clarifying what you feel. You know this is coming. Even though you're in your head stressing, thinking, I don't know how you feel about me because you're being distant. I don't know what's going on with you because you're quiet. I'm uncertain because the way you act makes me question things. But you can feel something's coming because fate and destiny are making it so. So everything is happening the way it's meant to. Have faith in divine timing. So the angels are assisting to bring in this reconnection, this reconciliation, this rebirth, this reunion, to bring you together. So celebrations ahead, expect reunion. Now don't expect it in a certain way because then you get disappointed. Don't expect it at a certain time because then you get disappointed. But trust what you feel, it's coming. For some of you, it's going to come quickly. Could come within 3 hours. You get a call, you get a message within 3 hours. Some of you, it could be within 3 days, 3 months, 3 weeks. Something is definitely happening between now and the new year, and also as we move towards the new moon. This can also be symbolic of where there's fireworks. So we celebrate with fireworks here in the UK on November the 5th. We have a bonfire night. You may celebrate with fireworks on Thanksgiving or other times of the year, maybe even Halloween, there's fireworks going off. So there's celebrations ahead. This is about the things coming up, the exciting things, holiday time, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all opportunities to reconnect. You know, if they're waiting for a certain thing to reconnect, perhaps they're thinking, I can't reach out until your birthday, or I can't reach out until Thanksgiving, or I can't reach out until Christmas time to wish you a happy Christmas. It's showing you it's coming whenever it is. So just have faith in fate and destiny. There's a big rebirth going on right now. There's an ending for a new beginning. Transformation and change. That's why we've got butterflies coming up. Endings always lead to beautiful fresh starts. So there is a new beginning ahead. So if you feel it's over, it isn't. It's just beginning. When they get the courage and bravery to stop self-sabotaging, so they're able to walk away from whatever they're in or whatever's holding them back, there's going to be a beautiful new beginning. They are just gathering that courage right now to heal their abandonment wounds, to move forward. And the message is shine. Shine, because when you shine your light, divine feminine, it makes yourself seen. Shine because of who you are. Remember, you are loved. So I feel this fly card is for the both of you, really, because they know that they need to be free to actually know that they are loved by you, because then they're going to be able to experience it fully, not self-sabotage it, deny it to themselves or hold themselves back. When you feel free within your own soul, when you feel trusting in this love and you are processing it that way, you're saying, I know I'm loved, I know I'm supported. When you're connecting with heaven, when you're working on service, when you're lifting your vibration up, you know you are loved. And you know you're free to be loved, because many of you are single. Or if you are in your own karmic cycle, you know it's the end. You know you've got to release that off. And this is what you're realising in the 9 with September. So you're realising I need to end the things that aren't serving me. And they're realising the same thing. So this is why shining is so important, because when you shine your light brightly, it guides everything in. It makes you feel better and you feel seen. So make yourself seen by shining your light. If you're thinking, oh, how can I make my person see me? How can I make them understand that I'm valuable to them? They already know. But the way you make yourself seen is by shining your light brightly. And they want to make themselves seen by making changes. And that's why they've gone within to work this out. So when you are seen, you are loved. So before I bring these cards in, I want to bring in a general message for them from the wood snake. And a message for the journey from the wood snake. Thank you, angels. Thank you, snake. Okay, this is the card that's coming through. So for you, And then we've got wait. So it feels like this is for you because you're waiting for the answers to be revealed to you. You're waiting for something to happen. And they are waiting because they've gone within to seek what the next steps are. They know what they need to do. It's been revealed to them. So there's a waiting energy around this day. For the journey, we've got protect. So while there's a waiting period, there's a protection happening. It says protect all those under your care. You are charged with their safety. Now, Archangel Michael is charged with your safety. God gave him that role to protect humanity. But the wood snake also is protecting what's going on. Because this year, we're under the protection and the care of the wood snake. So the wood snake is releasing things. So I feel there's a divine protection happening during this day and this lifetime. But obviously on this day, because it's a waiting period. So don't worry if you feel like it's waiting Wednesday, because things are shifting. So what's the questions we need to be connecting with? What do they regret? Oops. So they definitely regret the past. We've spoke about that back pain, middle back pain. St. Peter helping them to let go of things they regret. And what is the divine masculine healing right now? They're healing their regrets. They're healing the things they feel they've done wrong. The self-sabotage. The oops, I've done it again. So they are healing their regret. They are healing their fears around making a mistake. The things they've done that have hurt you. Oh, I've self-sabotaged this. I didn't mean to do it that way. The fact that they're making you question your own sanity and your own worth and your own value. They feel really guilty about that. So the guidance is, we've got victorious. It's good to ask for help. So they are recognising they can pray. So there's no coincidence at all that he's praying on this card, because he's saying, I can ask for help. I can ask for help to be victorious in the situation. I can come to you and apologise. That's asking for help. That's showing you that I do care. I can ask the angels for help. I can ask others for help, family, friends, people in authority who may give me advice about how to leave my current circumstances or how to deal with these things. So they are asking for help in their own way. Whether they're aware of it or not, they are in prayer. If they just kind of say, oh, give me strength, that's a prayer. Help me see, that's a prayer. Doesn't necessarily mean they're on the hands and knees in a church environment. This is them recognising they can't do things on their own. And they will be victorious. So when I'm connecting with this card, I'm seeing this like the Five of Swords. And the way I see the Five of Swords is you have a choice. You have a choice whether you're going to sit around in negative energy and think how bad everything is and play victim, and that's how you struggle in your life, or you're going to take control and become the victor of your life and say, I can do this, thinking positive, finding solutions and opportunities even in strugglesome times. So I feel they have the power to turn their life around, and that's what's happening. So what they are healing is, the oops, I've done it again, I've sabotaged, I've made a mistake, I've caused a problem. So I want to bring in the Twin Flames, the deck of apologies, and the Twin Flame and Separation Oracle, just to see what they are regretting here. So we know what they're regretting hurting you, making you feel like you don't matter, betraying the connection in their own way by denying the connection in their own way. So what are they healing? Yeah, they feel like a failure. Some of them feel like a failure because of what they've done. They may feel like a failure because they haven't achieved what they want to achieve in their life, because they've been stuck in cycles or fear. And also because they want to marry you. They want to be free to marry you. So for those of them already married, they know they've made a mistake there. But obviously remember, there's no mistakes, there's only lessons. But they know they've got to get out of whatever that is to be free to marry you. Some of them are dealing with their own commitment issues. If they're single, if they've played the field, they're healing their commitment issues to be free to marry you. And they're saying, I will leave her. So again, there's this issue here with karmic cycle. I regret getting into this karmic cycle, and I'm going to leave her. I'm going to leave him so I can marry you. So I definitely feel for those of you dealing with someone who's married or in a relationship, they intend to leave that person so they can marry you. And that's also something they regret, that they haven't told you how they really feel. They may regret not opening up about this. They're saying to you, did you love me? Now, this is what I feel you're going through. They regret the fact that you're questioning if they've ever loved you, because maybe they haven't told you, or they've denied it, they've sabotaged it. So they are regretting the fact that they are making you doubt if they love you. You know, they are regretting that because they're thinking, I'm sorry I made you feel like I didn't love you. Of course I do. And they're saying, I need to spend time with friends and family. So they are also dealing with that. You know, they may have something going on with their family. They may be spending time with friends, and they are doing that right now. They're giving me fear. And they're feeling a bit of fear around this because they may feel like at the time they needed to do that, but now they're regretting that too. Not opening up to you about things as well. So relief energy is where they feel relieved because they can do something their way. But I feel what they need to do is they regret not being able to spend more time with friends and family as well because they may have been isolating, they may have been negative, they may have been stuck in a karmic cycle. I feel like someone's been shut away. They haven't been able to spend time with friends and family because they've been isolated from them in some way. And that could be because a karmic partner's made it that way. And obviously they have power over their own thoughts and emotions, but they've been controlled in some way and they are now moving beyond that control. So I feel this is a huge message about them making up for the past, releasing things so they're able to be free to be with you and pursue you the right way. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.